If your retention or expansion depends on one or two people, you don't have a program, you have a gamble. And today, we're covering the third and final component of delivering value. It's also the first thing that keeps you from doing it programmatically: single points of failure. To have a replicable post-sale program that delivers value, you need three things working together. One, a clear goal that ties to business outcomes. Two, the right stakeholders attached to that goal and actively confirming it. And three, more than one or two people who can ensure that both of those first two things happen consistently across every account, not just the ones your best people happen to own. And the moment that either of those two things depends on a single person, you have a single point of failure. And single points of failure don't scale. Most startups start here. The founder closes the deals. The founder handles tough conversations. The founder figures out how to deliver value for the customer. The founder is the only one who can get in front of senior stakeholders. We know this, right? And that's not a problem. It's a phase. The problem is when that phase never ends or that phase is taken up by other people. So here's what that looks like when it goes on for too long. I joined a real estate tech startup that had a customer success team of about 15 people. And when a customer was at risk, every churn call went to the former head of customer success. And it wasn't because the team wasn't capable of having hard conversations or didn't want to. It was because nobody ever built that expectation into the team. There was no training. There was also no data for any churned client and no process for handling tough objections or escalations. Just one person who carried out all of those conversations in the business. And when I came in, we changed that entirely. We built that skill into the team: training, mock calls, data input, process, so we could track what was working and what wasn't, and we could coach the CSMs. We made churn management a core competency of the team instead of a heroic act by one person. And the save rate reached 25% month on month, which added up to over $1 million in ARR over the course of a year and a half. And that company landed at number 23 on the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing startups in 2025. That wouldn't happen with heroic acts. Here's what I want to be clear about. This is not about churn calls. Single points of failure show up across the entire delivery system. If only your most senior person can get in front of executive stakeholders and land expansion, that's a single point of failure. If only your star CSM can overcome a major objection from a customer, that's a single point of failure. And if only a few people can get customers onboarded in a reasonable timeline, that's a single point of failure. And when any of these things are true, you don't have a replicable program. You have dependencies. In fact, the star CSMs often get tired and bored quickly. I've had this time and time again. They hit stardom, they reach it, they know what it takes, and they want something more. So they want to change roles to sales. They want to get into management. That's natural. And so the longer you depend on them for those activities, the more it's going to hurt when they ultimately begin that conversation with you. The honest truth is that you may have single points of failure right now that you can't immediately fix, and that's normal. The move isn't to pretend that they don't exist. It's to know exactly where they are and have a plan to distribute them before it becomes a crisis. So here's a quick test for you. If your top 2 CSMs left tomorrow, would your save rate hold? Would you see the expansion you wanted? And would your customers still achieve the business outcomes they signed up for? If the answer to any of those is no, you have a single point of failure, and it's worth knowing which one and where it is. I'm Erin Stavi, and I'm the founder of Lakeshore Success. I'll see you on the next one.